Join me as I challenge myself to fully trust God's plan for my life this week and see what miracles unfold. Trusting God's plan for your life is a journey that can bring you unimaginable peace and purpose. It's a decision that can change the trajectory of your life and lead you to a path that's filled with joy, love, and abundance. When we trust in God's plan, we open ourselves up to receiving His blessings and guidance, and it's a truly empowering feeling. One of the biggest struggles we face when it comes to trusting God's plan is fear. We fear the unknown, we fear change, and we fear letting go of control. We worry that if we surrender our lives to God, we'll lose our sense of direction and purpose. And sometimes, we just can't seem to shake off the feeling that we're not good enough, that we're not worthy of God's love and blessings. But then there's doubt. We doubt God's goodness, we doubt His love for us, and we doubt His ability to guide us on the right path. We start to think that maybe we're not hearing God's voice clearly, or maybe we're just not good enough to receive His blessings. And when we're stuck in this cycle of doubt, it's hard to trust in God's plan for our lives. Another obstacle we face is uncertainty about the future. We want to know what's going to happen tomorrow, next week, or next year. We want to know that everything is going to be okay, and that we're making the right decisions. But the truth is, we can't know everything, and that's where faith comes in. Faith is trusting in God's goodness and love, even when we don't understand what's happening around us. And finally, there's the struggle of feeling like we're not doing enough. We feel like we need to work harder, pray more, or be more faithful in order to receive God's blessings. But the truth is, God's love for us is not conditional on our performance. He loves us just as we are, and He wants to guide us on a path that's filled with purpose and joy. The Bible is full of examples of people who trusted in God's plan and saw miraculous outcomes. From Abraham's journey to the Promised Land, to David's trust in God during his battle with Goliath, to the apostles' faith in God's guidance throughout their ministry. These stories inspire us, they encourage us, and they remind us that God is always with us, guiding us and directing us. I think about my own life, and the times when I've trusted in God's plan. I remember when I was going through a tough season, and I felt like I was lost and alone. But I decided to trust in God's goodness, and I started to see miracles unfold. Doors started to open, opportunities started to arise, and I felt a sense of peace and purpose that I'd never experienced before. I think about the story of Joseph, who trusted in God's plan even when he was sold into slavery by his brothers. He could have given up, he could have become bitter, but instead, he trusted in God and became one of the most powerful men in Egypt. And I think about the story of Esther, who trusted in God's plan and saved the entire Jewish nation from destruction. There's a pivotal moment in our lives when we realize that trusting in God's plan is not just about what we can see, but about what we can't see. It's about trusting in God's goodness, even when we don't understand what's happening. It's about having faith in God's love for us, and in His ability to guide us on the right path. For me, that moment came when I realized that God's plan for my life was not about my own success or achievement, but about bringing glory to Him. It was about using my gifts and talents to serve others, and to make a difference in the world. And when I started to see my life in that light, everything changed. I started to feel a sense of purpose, I started to trust in God's plan more deeply, and I started to see miracles unfold in my life. I want to encourage you to take a step of faith today. I want to encourage you to trust in God's plan for your life, even when you don't understand what's happening. Trust that He has your best interests at heart, trust that He wants to guide you on a path that's filled with purpose and joy, and trust that He will bring you to a place of abundance and love. So, what can we do to trust God's plan more deeply? We can start by surrendering our lives to Him, by letting go of control and letting God take the reins. We can start by seeking God's guidance through prayer and Scripture, and by trusting in His goodness and love for us. And we can start by sharing our stories, our struggles, and our victories with others, and by encouraging them to trust in God's plan for their lives. In closing, I want to remind you that trusting God's plan for your life is a journey that's worth taking. It's a journey that will bring you peace, purpose,